Hello everyone, Dana14 Prime here. Today I want to check out with you guys the Hot Toys Spider-Man Homecoming. This is the Deluxe MMS 426. As you can see there from the box, this is the tech suit version, and it comes with a lot of fun stuff, so let's get started. So for the box here, very cool picture from the box that you're checking out. It has a cool magnetic enclosure, so it kind of opens from the side. All that kind of wraps around. You have your figure in there and all the goodies. Comes with extra hands, webs, wings, eyes, head sculpts, all that good stuff. Kind of the credits over here, some sort of like a sticker-based thing. So very nice packaging, open up. Nice kind of silhouette there on that side. More graphics and details. And then just Spider-Man Homecoming top of the box. So nice pack out, definitely a little bit nicer than your typical shoebox style. So here Spidey is out of the box. I've been toying around with this guy a bit, so I've already got the Tom Holland head sculpt on. Some of the deluxe accessories, which is the hoodie and the yellow jacket. Those are the deluxe extras. And he's got a backpack there, holding his mask, a little science book. So a lot you can do with the figure in terms of look. They have done a very nice job on the stature of the figure. He is a small dude. I'll just give you a couple examples here. Ant-Man, looks like he's just a smidge shorter. And then here's a bit of a taller figure. Cap, who's a good about half a head taller. So very well proportioned, you know, smaller, skinnier as well. You look at like the legs and everything. So fits in very nicely with other figures on the shelf. So let me give you a quick spin of the figure. Just while he's kind of dressed up here, you can check him out. Get a nice slender build. I think all the clothes and everything fit well as well. If anything, I'd like the backpack to kind of sit lower. I've seen some people put some weight in it, maybe put a battery or something down in there, because you'd want this to be a bit more like that, probably. Trying to see if gravity will get me there, but if not, you know, you can always throw something in there. That's kind of the quick spin. Let's jump in closer on this guy. So here's the figure without all the dress. Probably gives you even a better feel for just kind of the slenderness of the figure, which looks awesome. And the suit looks really great. We'll go in close on some of these details as well. But he's got some raised accents on the hip. You know, the Spidey logo, it's raised. It's got all of these lines and details in there. So exactly what you'd expect. I do like the Homecoming suit. Very kind of traditional Spidey aspects, but then these new sort of tech elements, which are cool as well. So definitely a fan of the design. I think they've done a great job with it overall. It's very flexible and makes for great articulation. It's just a matter of this suit's getting a bit of a reputation for, you know, wrinkling up, creasing up if you hold it in poses too long. So very posable, but then you want to kind of get it back into a normal position, which is a bit unfortunate. It means you can't really display on dynamic pose without putting the suit at risk. Okay, it's jumping closer here. Let's check out this Tom Holland head sculpt. I think it's fantastic. Very, very nice job with this thing, as Hot Toys always does. And I mean, the eyes, phenomenal. See, he's got such a skinny neck. Looks kind of funny from the side almost. His eyes have a bit of an angle to them, so you kind of have to be about like that. You know, call it maybe a 20-degree angle with the body to get the eyes really facing forward. So it's okay. The hair looks really great, and the skin tone looks great. Very, very cool. Yeah, so like home run with the head sculpt. Really, really happy with that. Then he does come with the, of course, Spider-Man masked head. Check that out right there. Let's pop that thing on. So there's the masked Spidey, which looks fantastic as well. And I think the Tom Holland head sculpt is actually bigger than the masked Spidey head sculpt. See, it looks better from this side. The fit looks better in terms of the proportion to the body, the neck, and all of that. So I was just kind of comparing them two. I think you definitely get a bit more of a slender head here with the Spidey mask. Just one thing on the Spidey mask. It is it's stitched from the top. And on mine, at least, it's very well done. And then towards the forehead starts to kind of come to the side just a bit. Otherwise, it really follows one of those black seams very, very well. Super knit thing, you know, from a foot back or so, probably. You don't notice it. Well, I still notice it from here, but on display, you'll never notice that. But it will drive you nuts up close. So just to check to figure out a bit closer upstairs, again, Spidey logo on the chest there, raised. Kind of all these black accents are kind of on top of the suit. Same with the waist down there as well. The web shooters are separate. And then basically underneath, if you will, is all your normal traditional Spidey type suit. Love that logo on the back, looks really cool. You can see all the fine lines through the blue there. I like the tech element of the suit. Mostly shows up in the legs better, but it goes all the way around. Yeah, really slender, nice looking body, great Spidey suit. I'll give you a bit of a look downstairs. It's mainly all the blue, but you can see the lining through there. All the way around. Boots look good. Right, nice red boot. Got some of those raised black accents as well. And he's got kind of like a nice foot and a nice sole to the bottom of the foot, actually. Check out some detail under there. Then here, just want to get you a bit closer up on the web shooter. It's like a wrist accessory piece that slides on. And then you can see that detail in the palm of the hand. That's on the hand. But you can see it ties together well. So that web shooter comes up into the palm to get the full effect. But, you pull that off, the details there. Slide off that. And so, you do get an extra set of web shooters. Very, very subtly different. Can you tell? But the one on the left has a slightly bigger kind of hole in there. And there you can see the hole because it will take some of the web accessories to make it look like it's shooting out. So that's the only difference between these two. But you do have to manage that swap out if you want to use the web. Let me show you here. He does come with this Vulture helmet, which is really cool. And it's a very clean looking Vulture helmet, not like battle damaged or anything from a fight. Very well detailed. Really just a shame they couldn't make this figure. I don't know if it was the wings that intimidated them. So I could get that would be huge. But I would have thought this guy would have sold if he would have delivered this in some way. Michael Keaton even. I mean, they've done him as Batman. So this looks really good. Would have been cool if it would have had a light up green beady eye or something like that. But for what it is, pretty nice. So in terms of the articulation, again, it is good. They just sort of leave you with a last minute warning of, hey, don't hold this guy in one position too long. And certainly people have been complaining if they have, it's impacted the suit. So nice ratchety joints. So a hold pose as well. Those come up really nice. Going this way, you basically can get it all the way forward and all the way back. Full 180 degrees there. You get the elbow. Good 90 degrees, slightly above. Don't push it too hard. This connects down into the sleeve here. You might get a Deadpool type issue if you push that too hard. In the torso, they don't really demonstrate, but he's got some bend back. A little bit of side to side. And then down into the leg, he can, again, just like the shoulders, you get a nice joint there. It says 90 degrees. I think it's probably just slightly below before you start running some pretty hard pressure there. The knee there, they recommend 90 degrees. Looks like you could do more, but again, you would just be pushing the suit. And then the foot here pivots nicely back and forth. His toe as well. Got some point and pivot in it. About 40 degrees as well. A lot of good articulation, range of movement, ratchety type joints. Just unfortunately a bit of an unforgiving suit is what other reviewers are saying. All right, let's tick through some of the extras. Again, he does come with web wings. A pair of these guys, it'll go under the armpits. So if we just raise those out horizontally. And then you want it to curve basically back, right? So that, what is that? Concave piece is back. They just kind of sit in there on magnets. Doesn't feel like super secure, but again, just a couple magnets. Probably fidget with the arms a bit to make it perfect, but that's generally the look you get, and I think that looks pretty cool. And you could have them in kind of a flying pose. Looks good. Does look really, really good. So that is an option. Let me take through some of the things he had on at the beginning of the video. So you get a pair of headphones. They best work over actually some of the hoodie and stuff, which is weird because that's all deluxe stuff. But see, maybe mine stretched out already from the hoodie because it seems to not fit well on the Spidey head. Could wear it around the neck. I always found the fit on the head sculpt a bit odd. It's really loose here on my Spidey. I think on the Tom Holland it wasn't fitting great, so it looks best over the hoodie, in my opinion. He has his backpack here. I was watching the movie last night. It does look exactly like this. It's just missing the branding basically right there is about it. It's all right. It's stuffed with kind of just polyester or something. Again, I'm trying to get the fit to just lay a bit more down because there's not much weight here. But again, if gravity doesn't do that for us, you can open these things up, put something in there to weigh down the bottom. He gets his science book, Science Today, 2nd edition. Printed pages here. I think just a bunch of repeating pages, kind of with just like instructional warning type stuff in there. He has a loose Spidey mask, which he can hold. Mine's kind of wrinkled up quite a bit because I've been having him hold it. He doesn't really have a hand that holds it great. I find when I've got the jacket or the hoodie on, I just kind of like tuck it up into the wrist actually to get the best effect of how he may be holding this. Then the hoodie, which you saw in the figure, I like it. It's cool. Blue hoodie, working zipper, some pull strings there. And then, of course, finally his jacket. Nice 2-button, got some pockets going on, effect there. Even lined, you know, on the inside. So pretty well tailored. And it has the logo there for their kind of science quiz team. And then it comes with 4 sets of extra hands, so 5 in total, that is. You got a cool kind of web shooting look. Very nice, got to have a pair of those. Then you get a pair of sort of fists. You can see it's just a bit lighter grip. Probably pretty subtle. Then you can see it better from that angle. So these will hold one end of the web. See, they've got a hole there on top. Difficult to see because I can't. It doesn't go through. It's at an angle. There you go. But that's for the webbing. Then we get a pair of just plain Jane closed fist here. Kind of your basics. They all have the web shooter detailing up into the palm that works with the wrist accessory. So very cool. And then we get a pair of these, which are like wall clawing hands. Kind of just on the fingertips. You know, climbing up a wall. Love these. Really cool set of hands. And then just in case you didn't notice before, but the set on the figure, kind of this open grip. I'll give you a look at that at both sides. Pair of those. Then here, to get a little contrast, I'm using the box to get webbings. 2 of each of these. So the bottom one's got like the little slug on the end, and it's shorter. So 2 of those. And then you got the longer one, which just has an attachment piece on the end. Because you also get kind of like the end effect of a web. And that will just plug in. Okay, so the longer unfinished end will be for the web shooter. And then on this side where you had a shorter nub of an unfinished end, that's to plug in the web effect. Pretty cool, just one of those. And of course with those together with the Rockstar hand grip, of course you'd be going for something like this. Just putting this together quickly. But there you can see the web shooting out of the wrist. It kind of droops a bit. Always a problem with these long plastic accessories. But it looks pretty good. And then you can see kind of towards the end here, I'm trying to get it so you can see it with the background contrast. You can see with that piece on the end, it makes it droop just a little bit. And I'll just give you a quick shot here of that web shooting effect. You can get that position perfectly if you want there. Looks pretty cool. Then the last webbing here, pretty long as well. And it has this side that I'm holding, which is the gripping end, down through his hand. And again, it's got an end there. You can put the web effect on if you like. So to do this, they want you to just feed this end down. Give it a little push, and then once you get it so far, they want you to pull it, but I gotta say it's hard to pull. But there you go. Get that bullwhip look. So here's the thing I don't get with this gripping string is, I don't know, it seems like you'd want to use it for a swinging pose or like he's about to web up into the city buildings and kind of sling through the city. But the web has this like 90-degree angle on it. It feels like that should be either just keep it straight or 45-degree angle. I don't know, with the 90-degree angle just doesn't seem as versatile or as useful as, you know, the one just coming out of his wrist other than he's holding it. So that's not working out like I pictured. Oh, by the way, if you're interested in these little stands, I'll leave some links in the description below, as I always do, as well as with the figures. These are handy little efficient display pieces, so you don't clunk up your display, make things look more natural, action pose to get better balance, etc. So I use them quite a bit, actually. And then here, probably the easiest way for me to show you all the eyes side by side is just in the tray there. So 4 extra sets of eyes in addition to those on the figure. There's various degrees of squinting, as you see, top to bottom. And then you get the kill mode or whatever it was, advanced combat, with the red eyes at the very bottom. So here, if we swap out the eyes, I'll show you one, and I'll just, or at least the work to do one. So they're on magnets. Unfortunately, they don't give you a tool actually to do this, which is a mistake. This is like impossible to do from behind the camera, sorry, but it's basically just right in the corner of the eye, just getting a little finger in there so I could pull it out. There you go. Then we'll just plop these in. I know it didn't look radically different than the prior set, but I will, once I show them all to you, I'll run a kind of quick transition in the video so you can see them all in comparison. So here's the next eyes, one level of squint down. And then here's the most squinted eyes. And there's the kill mode eyes. I will say for swapping the eyes, what was helpful is the corner of a web wing. Otherwise, it was freaking impossible. All right, so let me run these through one quick time again so the comparison's more obvious. So now here for the display, you get a pretty typical base setup there. See Spider-Man Peter Parker. Pretty nice looking base. And it has the big, you know, flight pull dynamic stand, which will go in there. And then the waist clip as well. So that's cool. You know, do what you want with your figure, right? If you want to like take excellent kind of care of it, you're going to have it in some pretty boring poses, but if you're going to keep it, enjoy it. Stand like this will really let you make some cool poses, which I always think is a fun part and cool part of having Hot Toys on display, even if it's going to risk the suit a little bit with some kinks here and there. And then we also had these two guys. Remember, they were kind of inside flap of the box. They don't go on the stand. They look like just little calling sign details that you could put on the display to complement the figure. It almost looks like it should fit into a stand or something. If someone knows more, please leave a comment. But from what I can tell right now, you know, you'd put these up on display just to create some dioramic effect around the figure. So there you have it, guys. Hot Toys Spider-Man Homecoming Tech Suit version Deluxe. I like the figure. I like it a lot. There's nothing I really don't like overall about the figure. Really, my only practical complaints are that swapping out the eyes is hard. The suit isn't as durable, so you can't leave those long dynamic poses on display unless you want to risk some wrinkling to the suit. Again, it's a choice. And then final knit, just kind of like swapping out the hands. I always feel like I'm pulling on the suit, pulling you know, it's tucked into the wrist there, so I'm always conscious that that might pop out or something. And the arm gets a lot of play there. Just makes me nervous. You can't hold a pose up on that toe, by the way. Balance, of course, a little suspect, but you can make it happen for a short while. But yeah, lots of extras. Great likeness, great build to the overall figure. So really, really happy. If you're interested in picking this guy up, links in the description below. It'll hop you through the sideshow to check out some more pics, see if he's in stock, and pick yourself one up. Again, if you're interested in these stands, which are handy, link in the description below. Super cheap, and they help with some dynamic poses for a clean overall look in your display. Check out my Amazon page. Follow me on Instagram, same handle. Any like, sharing, subscribing, commenting that you do on the video is helpful and very much appreciated. Thanks for checking in, guys. I will see you next time.